Yeah, you already know the vibes. It's Nota Vibes. It's yours truly, Peter and Ranger. It's November 12th, 2022. It's episode number 3. How you doing, my guy?
I'm here. I'm good. I'm blessed.
You already know the vibes. We back here for episode number 3. Tune in. Everybody, let me clear one thing straight real quick. When I say DM me your topics, whatever ideas you have, please hit up the podcast IG, Nota Vibes, NOTAVIBES, Nota Vibes. Listen, everybody that tuned in for episode 1 and 2, you already know it was my perspective of friends, leaving friendships. Then Ranger's episode number 2, his perspective of me, how he felt about me leaving the friendship. Now I want to switch it up a little bit. Now I want to switch up the topics and I want to go into entitlement. A lot of people, you know what? 2022, I've met a lot of people that felt or feels entitled to certain relationships, friendships, potential people that you speaking to, getting to know in a different level. And I feel like they start doing actions where it can get very like possessive, where a lot of people are proud of it. A lot of people don't know what they're doing. A lot of people are not even aware that they feeling entitled. But it can push a lot of relationships away. It can distance you from a lot of people if you start feeling entitled. And like this year, I just feel like I came across a couple of people or experiences where people get a little, feel a little entitlement when they do things for you. And I don't feel like it's not coming genuine from the heart or from the soul. Those actions are coming with like a little, like I'm doing something in return action. And I feel like that's not the best love. You know what I'm saying? So Ranger, I don't know if you, want to input maybe an experience that you feel like, or anything that you've seen personally about actions of entitlement, or whether it's towards friendships or towards relationships or, any type of bond. People start getting feeling entitled when they do things for you, and then they start getting a little possessive. I don't know if you agree or...
All right, my background is a little bit different. I used to live in DR for like 20 years or something, 13 years, something like that. I had a friend over there that we did like a lot of shit together, like high school friend. That was my guy, high school, up and down. We meeting girls, we doing all this high school shit. You already know. I get over here to United States. People from foreign countries sometimes feel entitled to whoever comes over here to the United States. So at this time, I'm fresh here. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out work. I'm trying to figure out life. And he asked me for some money.
Yeah.
And I ain't have it. And he felt entitled for it. Super entitled. Because he thought I was rich. He thought I was balling out here.
Yeah.
When in reality, I'm not. So he got mad, and since then we haven't spoken. Because of his entitlement. You get what I'm saying?
Because of the way he feels about...
Yeah, he broke a bond basically for bullshit money.
Because of his perspective.
Yeah.
Because of his entitlement, thinking because you're here, you're doing better in life, so you have to help him.
I have to help him. I'm obligated to help him. And sometimes it's not like that. You gotta put yourselves in the shoes of somebody else and think like, yo, what maybe he think about this way? You know what I'm saying? Instead of XYZ. You get what I'm saying? So,
and I feel like a lot of people, when they feel entitled, they start committing actions, or they start acting different. They start getting petty. They start acting different around you, to the point where, like you said, you broke a bond for what? For entitlement.
Bullshit money, bro.
Entitlement. And then I got a question. Have you ever been in a situation or experienced anything where, like, maybe when a partnership is, because friendship entitlement, I think, is a little different than compared to you when you're in a relationship. I don't know if you ever felt like that, because my experience...
I've felt like that as a person, but the way I view it now is slightly different, because I feel like everybody should be in control of their emotions. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once emotions get in the mix, you feel entitled to do a lot of things that are really not in your space, or things you're supposed to do. Like checking through phones and Little shit like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, it's funny that you mentioned that, checking through phones, little things, because they feel like they're in a relationship with you, that they entitled to go through your personal items and property. And doesn't that lead back to insecurities? Another topic.
It does, because the jealousy factor of it is in there. So I do believe it.
Now,
it's the starting point.
So
of all that toxic stuff.
Exactly. So what I was trying to relate is insecurities can be a trait that leads you into entitlement.
Yes.
Right. I feel like whether it's in relationships, whether it's in friendships, I feel like this year, and I've went through experiences in the platform, where a lot of people feel entitled to certain things, I feel like sometimes when you give too much, you feel entitled to get some type of return of love. And I get it, reciprocation. But that's when you got to open your eyes and understand that if you're not getting reciprocated energy and you continue, now you feel entitled in some type of way because of your insecurity, not knowing your own worth. Because when you know your worth, you're not out here just giving all this love and all this love.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's levels to it. There's definitely levels to it. You know who to take serious and who to take not. Because you hold yourself to a standard.
Of course.
At that point, you get what I'm saying?
Of course.
But I feel like it's true. Like, insecurities do lead to a lot of entitlement because you're just trying to get a hold of whatever
space
or whatever feels good, that emptiness, that feeling that's in there.
No, for sure. So to be honest, a quick little story. Most of the people here know. Shout out to everybody tuning in on Tag Loud. This is episode number 3. I went through a relationship, obviously earlier this year, and I feel like of personal insecurities of the partner that I was dating. She felt entitled in many things, like per se, like you said, checking phones, stopping me from, even interacting with anybody because of her own personal insecurities that she had, And I feel like at that time, that's why I like to relate to insecurities and entitlement, because maybe I had an insecurity that she was feeling in at the moment, and I didn't know my worth to walk away from a situation, So it took me a lot. It took me a lot to understand that it was her own insecurity. She was trying to obviously blame it on me.
But let me ask you something. You don't think some of your own insecurities were in there, mixed in a little bit?
Of course. I feel like my insecurities is finding that love from somewhere, not feeling that love and I feel like my search of love went into the negative love. No matter what love it was, I was accepting of it at the time. So that was my insecurity, not knowing my worth, just accepting whatever love it was, even if I was losing myself. But a lot had to do, when I look back and reflect, it was personal insecurities of herself and myself. And that's why I feel like insecurities can relate to entitlement, because you start getting possessive when you start feeling entitled because of your insecurities that you have. And I feel like I said, on this platform, I came across a lot of people with insecurities, and most of those people don't even know that they're being the toxic one with their insecurities, just pointing the finger, because it's easy to point the finger, but it's not easy to just point that finger back to the opposite direction, knowing that it's you, that you're dealing with this toxicity mentally because of your own insecurity that's making you feel entitled with every relationship that you come across with.
Word.
I didn't. Hey, listen. If the shoe fits, then fucking put it on. At the end of the day, a lot of people requested these topics, and I'll come here to talk. I'll come here to express personal experiences, and also other people maybe can relate to those experiences, and I'm just here to talk. So, shout out to everybody that's still here talking shit in the comments. I see you, 12. I see everybody in here. Shout out to Queen. I just want to talk about it. I feel like we have to understand when people's getting possessed and feeling entitled. Now, we got to now look at the other perspective of why these people can feel entitled. And it's proper communication. Sometimes I feel Like, we lead people on by not properly communicating what it is from the beginning. So these people can probably get led on to the point where they have an image, you know, a solution already in their head by the way you're, you know, talking to them. Some words, it doesn't matter. Like, the consistency of conversation, you're giving them a false hope, and that's where they become entitled. And I feel like at the same time that I am here talking about the people feeling entitled, I also got to tell the other people on the other hand, you got to properly communicate with these people.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Honesty, one word. That's all it takes, honesty. Be honest from the jump, you save yourself a lot of time. At least that's how I approach it. Like, I just be honest from the jump. Listen, this is what you're gonna get. This is what it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna go down. After that, you choose what you want to do after that.
Of course.
Instead of just leading people on.
Because
I've been down the road of leading people on all the time. Like, it happens. Like, it happens. I'm a young guy. It happens.
You're gonna make your mistakes. You're gonna learn from them.
Exactly. I got room to grow. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like if you're honest, you just save yourself a lot of time and a lot of headaches and a lot of dealing with people that aren't even worth the time of day.
I see in the comments basically is shout out to Willie31. Keep it a stack up front. Keep it a buck. You know, in short words, just keep it 100. If you don't want anything further than feelings and just sex, then just say that. Don't come in here, talk all sweet names to me, sweetheart, honey, babe, this and that.
Yeah.
And then like 3 months down the line, I'm claiming you and be like, what do you mean? Like, you claiming me? We're not even together, but we just did together things.
That's another thing.
You know what I'm saying? Or you leading me on. Like, we got to keep it 100 from the beginning.
Don't tell me I love you when I got it in.
You know what I'm saying?
You get what I'm saying? Word.
Speak to me up front mentally.
Don't tell me shit like that when, like, especially when people out here are very possessive. That's just their nature. That's just their character trait. Like, yo, they're just possessive.
Yeah, I feel like to avoid anybody from feeling entitled or you know, of their insecurities, is don't lead people on. Is always keep it 100. Always keep it honest from the beginning. Tell them exactly what you're looking forward for with them. If it's nothing, say it's nothing. I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. You know, it is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, when you be honest with them, and then they out of nowhere they get crazy, then that's on them because you kept it 100 with them from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to look at both sides. At the end of the day,
I concur, my friend.
No, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, we got to keep it 100. And to avoid these issues, to avoid these psychotic, you know, actions for certain people, you have to keep it 100. Don't act like a victim when you made yourself, when you put yourself in that situation.
Especially women, bro. And not to, like, bash your talk now.
Hold up.
You know, but, like, they think from an emotional standpoint at times.
Speak your shit.
They're not really logical. We could all acknowledge that, I feel. So you got to keep your emotions in check. Get people that are toxic around, you know. Even with men, some of us, we get very possessive. Like, yo, she mine and I don't want to, you know, I don't want no nigga to claim her and this and that. So if you just aware of your emotions, you got that emotional intelligence where you could say, like, this situation is not benefiting me. I'm going to just step away, or I'm going to move this way or XYZ way.
Of course, yeah.
You can avoid a lot of stuff.
Of course. I see in the comments here. My comments froze on tag, so we gonna keep it 100 right here. At the end of the day, yeah, it's both men and women. Yes, women, for the majority of them, they think emotionally or they act or respond emotionally. But I feel like, especially nowadays, a lot of men are definitely acting emotional.
Psycho. Hell yeah.
A lot of men are acting emotional.
I always be saying, I be talking with my brother, like, men is the new bitches today. Because they be doing shit that I be like, bro, like, really? Like, really?
And we call them bitch niggas.
Yeah, exactly.
And we call them bitch niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
niggas talk more than bitches these days.
That's a fact. Wow. I'm not saying that name publicly, but my comments are getting toxic. I'm reading them here in the phone. But yeah, you know, some men nowadays, you know, like, they just become the norm of what we used to think only females used to do. Mm-hmm. And that's whine and act emotional and, oh my God, feel sorry for me. Oh my, no, we're not doing that.
We're not simping.
But nowadays, yeah. So when when we phrase now emotional, it's not just a woman thing. It's definitely men and females nowadays. They're definitely acting emotional. So, yeah, listen, we got toxic real quick. You know, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I didn't read every comment, but shout out to y'all. Y'all definitely mentioned some names. And, you know, in my stream, at the end of the day, those tuning in live on Tag, listening on World Star, and YouTube and SoundCloud, there's freedom of speech in my stream. If you got to say name, say name. That's why it gets toxic in here. That's why I say download the app if you want to see the live podcast stream live. So now to remove ourselves from a little getting too deep and all that. Listen, we're gonna talk a little bit about weed. At the end of the day, this is a weed podcast.
Yeah.
And since last year, you know, I've been discussing, you know, weed tournaments, ideas. You know, we got to see like who's the winner in the East Coast and all that. And I got a couple ideas. You know, like renting out a big space to see, you know, who's the big stoner. And anybody that have any ideas, you know, DM, once again, the podcast Instagram, Nota Vibes, NOTAVIBES. If you have any ideas, I would definitely like to, you know, combine all these ideas and come with something big. We could make a big event and find out who's the real stoner, because a lot of people apparently talk a lot of and hella shit on this app saying, oh, I got it in the bag. I got this and that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, right now, like I see a lot of people saying me, you know what I'm saying? It's me. I don't know, man. So this is why, any ideas?
Let's see who really got lungs.
Talk your shit, Rangers. Let's see who really got lungs. You already know the vibes. Run it. So any ideas, please hit up the Instagram. This is where I interact with you guys one-on-one. Queen, not my personal Instagram. I'll only let it slide because you my sister. But after this, that's it. We got to start listening.
It's clipped.
It's clipped. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I wanted to discuss is merch. You know, I definitely like the graphic design that we got for ourselves. I got a couple of more designs, to be honest. I haven't discussed yet with you about potential merch, hats, hoodies, weed trays, grinders, everything. I'm really trying to, you know, expand with our logo. So if anybody also have any ideas, you know, any support, maybe, you know, contact me with the right people to do merch with, you know, etc. Any support would definitely be amazing. I want to give a personal shout out to B in here. He played for the Mets minor league system. I don't really fuck with the Mets, but shout out to B. You already know the vibes. We definitely got some, you know, discussing to do and topics, ideas. He's definitely trying to help out. So any help will be appreciated. Doesn't matter how, you know, send me the DM, send us the DM. Like I said, Ranger's gonna be one of the main co-hosts for the most part when he's not working on his craft. Talking about co-hosts and all that, anybody here, I think I will start DMing a couple of people that I think will do great as a host here for next episode. I have a few names in mind, so, you know, stay tuned with whenever I contact you guys. We have a couple of topics discussed by, I think it was Queen and Jen. When I post up basically any ideas of topics that you guys want to be discussed on the episode, I'll give you a personal shout out, you know. So I like to interact, you know what it is. I like to interact with my peoples at the end of the day. You know, I feel like this is why I'm using the platform of Tag to try to do it a different type of podcast, you know, more where I can interact one-on-one with you guys, keep you guys, like, make you feel like you guys are part of it, you know. And by the way, in the future, we're not only going to post the audio on YouTube, we're going to start posting up the video version very soon, you know, little by little, guys. We're trying to expand, you know. So like I said, any support, please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, on SoundCloud, whatever you guys listen to. Very soon, Apple. We need to get approved and all that. So I just want to say a little Bible verse to end this, because at the end of the day, it's God first for me. He's the one that get me through with you guys, because you guys are toxic in the comments. So sometimes I got to say a little Bible prayer here and there. Everybody with the Bible, you already know the prayer hands. Please. Oh, precious and divine Father, today I pray for the other believers who come before you and seek to live for you. I pray especially for those who share the today's verse journey with me. Even though we live all over the world and have all sorts of needs, we all know our deepest need is to know and live your will and to be confident that we are known and loved by you. Please fill all of us with the knowledge of your will through spirit-led wisdom and understanding. We want to know you, honor you, serve you, and ultimately see you face to face. In the name of our older brother Jesus, we pray. Amen. Shout out to everybody that tuned in for episode number 3. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. I love you, every single one of you individually. Positive vibes, but over here it be negative, toxic, positive. I don't know. It be mad weird, just like New York weather. You already know the vibes. It's Nota Vibes.